Hey everyone, so here I am with another video, and I'm going to do a watercolor flower and ink drawing for you. Of course, at this point, I'm sure you guys must see that I love doing watercolors of flowers, and I really do. It's really therapeutic for me. It's really relaxing, and because I can approach it by just having fun and just playing around with the colors and seeing where things go. All right, so I tend to not necessarily follow the image religiously. I just kind of like get an idea of the colors I want to recreate it, and I just go from there. And I think that's the attitude to have. Don't restrict yourself to capture everything you see in reality as you see it, but just have fun. So I'm going to go over this in ink. Here's a pencil drawing. I know sometimes you guys like seeing that, but I felt like it would have taken too much of time out of the video. But I guess just let me know in the comments below if you want me to actually do the pencil in all the videos, and I'll definitely do that. Okay, I'm going to go over this with ink, and then I'm going to render it in watercolor. Now, as I had mentioned before in previous videos, like when I'm doing the ink, I am not necessarily going over, and here I'm using a 01. It's a pretty small point. I am going to not try to make things too tight. See if I can. I'm gonna try to zoom in so you can see. So like the lines I'm making are very light. I'm not being bold, not pressing too hard on it. See, and I'm not connecting everything. I'm leaving certain places really light. See, then I think especially with flowers it's important to do that, to keep a kind of a feathery feel to the way you make your lines. Okay, see, they're not connecting. So when I erase this, you'll be able to see that see, the lines are not all connecting. And I feel, with watercolor and ink, that's the best approach I feel to have, because it lets the color do its work and it doesn't try to trap or contain it too much. All right. Alright, so this is going to be fun. And as I said, remember that you don't have to do your ink before the watercolor. You can do the watercolor and then do the ink afterwards, because I may still go over this and touch it up a little bit anyway. But alright, so now I'm ready to go in. This should be fun. So as I said before, remember, you don't have to do the ink before the watercolor. You can add the watercolor after the ink. I feel having the ink sometimes helps with guiding your strokes a little bit, if it works better for you. But if not, you can use your pencil and then go over and erase it. I feel like it works either way. It's just a matter of your preference. All right, so I'm gonna go in. As I said, I usually work in layers. Whenever I'm rendering a petal or any part of the flower, I generally, even with watercolor in general, I work in at least 3 layers. Now there's generally just a light layer where I lay in like a background color, just a base color, very, very, very light. And then I go over that and with deeper, more saturated colors, or with a different color completely. And then it takes effect that way. And I also try to leave some areas of white of the paper to show through. I feel like it helps, especially with watercolor being a transparent medium, it helps it a little bit. But it's all about the approach, and that's the cool thing about watercolor. You can use a variety of approaches and it still works. Okay, so have fun with it. and that's about it. So as you can see, I actually went over and did some more rendering with pen and ink. And actually, I didn't really plan to do it this way. I just kind of like just went with the feeling, and I felt like adding the little hatch marks on the petals would kind of like, I don't know, bring out a certain feel or texture that I like. And I think it worked for me. In another drawing, I may have done completely opposite, depicting the same flower. So, you know, I'm one to just go with the flow, and I kind of like let the drawing kind of dictate where I go with my rendering, you know. So, as I said, have fun and relax and be playful with watercolor. Alright, so if you enjoyed this video, learned something, or was just inspired, feel free to give it a thumbs up below. I'd appreciate that. And hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed already to see more videos like this. And until then, I'll see you in the next video.